Hello, I'm Asif Farouk of Finextra and we're here at EBA Day 2015 in Amsterdam, and today I'm with Paul Stoddart of VocaLink. So Paul, thank you firstly for joining me.
Thank you.
We've seen this announcement this week by the Faster Payments Scheme, which opens up access to faster payments. What does this mean for the market?
I think it's a really exciting development for the market. I think Faster Payments Scheme have taken a very bold and significant step. I think they're responding to customer demand in the market and obviously the influence of the new payment system regulator already being felt. I think just to give people a little bit of context to it, today there's really only a relatively small number of banks, I think 11 direct participants of faster payments, and VocaLink operates the service on behalf of the Faster Payments Scheme. So in essence we manage 11 bank technical relationships. What this announcement means is that we are now in the process of developing a program that will really see the number of participants that have access to the faster payments infrastructure increase significantly, I hope, over the next few years. One of those first steps is the announcement from the Faster Payments Scheme. We, VocaLink, have signed a letter of commitment to participate in their access program. And what that means from our perspective is that we'll be spending quite a lot of time working with our existing customers who use our existing access or entry gateway type solutions, and developing out new technology and capability for a broader set of participants to benefit from direct participation. I think there are a number of factors that along the way will also need to move and in order to truly increase access. We need to work closely with the Bank of England, we need to work closely with the scheme and with our existing customers and obviously our bank shareholders and our bank customers. But all in all, I think it's a really exciting development. I think it's really exciting for the UK, for the scheme, for VocaLink, and for all of those who will ultimately benefit and become direct access customers of the service.
Okay, so what kind of services can we expect to see on offer?
So we've added to VocaLink's product portfolio a new service today called PayPort, and that's in response to the Faster Payments Scheme's announcement around the new access service. And PayPort is designed to enable a broad range of customers to get direct access to the system and benefit from the same level of capability that some of the bigger banks and some of those bigger corporates have benefited from over the last few years. We're very excited about how we'll develop that suite onwards, and we'll develop it to provide a platform for innovation for software developers to hook into, and for aggregators to also come through the new service and get access to faster payments, and in the future we hope a range of other clearing systems. So if I take it through the different customer segments, I think initially what you'll see is just more banks wanting to have that direct participation. So today, for all sorts of different reasons, it's been quite complex. Technology has been often a challenge for different skilled participants to work with, and processes around connectivity have also been quite time consuming and often quite bureaucratic. So I think what you'll see initially is an increased number of banks right across the size spectrum range, so challenger banks, new entrants, foreign banks, and those banks that are not so much new anymore but are still small in comparison with our tier 1 banks. I think you'll see that broader set of banks want to have that direct participation. If I then move to other regulated players in the financial services and payment space, this is where we need some of the other stakeholders around the industry to work with us, and then they are, the Bank of England and the scheme and the government in particular. So I think here we want to see participation from e-money licensed issuers, potential payment institutions, PSPs, merchant acquirers. We really see the opportunity to broaden that access out to a set of participants that go beyond those initial banking regulated companies. Now clearly we have to be mindful of the stability and resilience of the system, and so it isn't just a question of throwing open the door. We have to consider security and risk and ensure that the overall system remains with the integrity and stability that we operate it today. But I'm quite excited about that broader set, still within financial services and payments. So the next piece of the puzzle is the corporates. We run a service today called Direct Corporate Access on behalf of the Faster Payments Scheme, and that enables large corporates typically to get direct access and submit transactions into the system. I'm very excited about how that will pan out over the future, because at the moment we probably have 20 or 30 corporates who are serious users of the system. I would like to see that expand and mirror almost the level of participation we see on the back side of the environment, which is 100,000 plus corporates connecting in and submitting payments. So I'm very excited about how the corporate space and access in relation to those customers will expand. The next piece is the smaller businesses, so small and medium-sized businesses, and typically, they don't care quite so much about the back-end technology, how things happen. They just need it to happen. Their businesses rely on payments being made and received, and the banks being able to take care of that for them whilst they get on with running their small business. And I'm excited about how we hope to see the proliferation of services designed for small and medium-sized businesses who can benefit from still direct access, but perhaps in a more controlled and protected way, so they're not exposed to some of the risk profile and the heavy lift around the technology. So it's our job and the schemes and the bank's jobs to really simplify that for small businesses, so that they can benefit from payments. And if you recall, these studies that are done about how quickly small businesses get paid for the work they do, we really want to see what can often be up to a month be reduced down to a day or even minutes within a day after they've completed their task. So I'm very excited about that. And not to leave consumers out, I think consumers love the customer experience that we see from Faster Payments. They get it today through their online banking, through their mobile banking services. And just, again, making it easy for app developers, mobile telephone operators to be able to develop services for the consumer, and of course the banks themselves, because actually the mobile banking front end is also about access to faster payments and enabling payments for consumers who really just want to make a purchase. They don't actually wake up and say, I want to make a payment. I need to make some purchases as part of my daily life and what I'm doing today, and that's what we need to think about when we talk about consumers. I have forgotten government, and that's just the last group that I'll throw into the mix, who are a very significant user of payment systems in any market. And I've been delighted to have dialogue with the government around how they want to take their payments agenda forward and how they want to work with us to support them across a number of different government departments. And so that's a whole set of opportunities and capabilities that also, in my view, relate back to the topic of access. And so you can see why I'm so excited about what the scheme have announced.